Monday. Here we are, middle of the day. Come on in. Let me know where you are watching from. It is really cold outside, so I am making my second mushroom coffee of the day. Come on in. It is Monday. Monday. Oh, I love when I put fresh batteries in here. That thing be whipping, baby. Just let it whip. And then the rest of that boiling water over there. And I'm going to be heavy with the creamer because it's Monday. Heavy. So how is your Monday so far? How is your Monday? My Monday has been quite productive, but I still got a lot of stuff to do. I don't know about you, but Mondays I tend to block out my calendar. I don't do a lot of meetings. I have one that I do 3 Mondays out of the month. It's a Zoom, but it's really more so not a networking thing, but it's more so like a culture thing, more like a connection type thing. Nothing really heavy. I had another Zoom this morning where, not a Zoom, but I do a lot of podcasts. I'm on a lot of different podcasts and blogs and things like that. So I have one where I'm speaking. Thank you for the love. Keep that love flowing. It keeps me going. So I have a podcast recording on Thursday where I am the guest. So we just got together and chatted for a little bit about that. And one thing I'm going to tell y'all, everybody is going through right now. Everybody is going through, right? Okay, because typically winter is a tough period of time for a lot of us who live in colder climates. Like the sun is shining today and it's bright and looks beautiful, but there are a lot of days where it's really kind of gloomy, right? When you turn on the news, there's a lot of doom and gloom. So we all have to show ourselves grace. We have to show each other grace, and we need to be kind to each other and remember that everyone is going through. And just because someone is carrying it well, it looks like they're handling it well, it does not mean that they are not a shambles on the inside, right? So we need to be kind to each other, to ourselves, and show each other and ourselves not only love, but some grace also. So let me take a sip of my Rise mushroom coffee. I am addicted to this stuff. If you want to learn more about it, I did tag it here in the cart. I have something new I'm going to share with you. But yeah, so what is your Monday like? Tell me what your Monday is like, because what I do is I am not a slave to my calendar, but I believe that you have to live by your calendar, right? If I'm not where I want to be in my goals, the first place I'm looking is my calendar. Is my calendar filled? Have I been meeting with and talking to people? Have I been networking? Have I been adding new people to my network? Have I been doing live videos? Remember, I always talk about live video is an income producing activity, right? Yes, I know right now it seems like I am an ambassador for Clean Nutra. And honestly, I am going to pitch them because why not? Right? Because why not? But yeah, so I am a big fan of your calendar is really going to be one of your income predictors, right? If you are not filling your calendar, if you are not having conversations, if you are not engaging with others, if others are not engaging with you, I'll put it this way, money does not exist in a vacuum by itself. Okay? Money is a system. It is a circulation. It is a flow. You have to get in the flow. You have to get out. You have to talk to people. You have to get out of your shell, right? This whole, I don't want to sell, I'm afraid of selling, selling is evil, selling is bad. Y'all got to get over yourself. You do. Everybody is a salesperson. Everybody is selling. You know that, right? When your 2-year-old, your 5-year-old is convincing you that they don't need to take a nap, they don't want to go to bed, they're selling. When you apply for a job, you're selling. When you try to convince me that you are not a salesperson, you are selling, right? I think it's the movie Glengarry Glen Ross with Kevin Spacey. I know y'all don't like him right now. My guy, not Matt Damon, Al Pacino is in there. This older guy who passed away in recent years is in there. But Salespeople, that's a movie we tend to watch in our spare time, right? And in that movie, he said, in every sale, a transaction is made. It might not, was it Glengarry Glen Ross was always be closing, ABC. Every transaction there is a sale, either you're selling them or they're selling you, is actually Boiler Room, and Ben Affleck's character is the one who says it, and it's absolutely true. Either you're selling them or you're being sold. And it's the title of a book that's out there, Sell or Be Sold, right? And so you have to keep that in mind. When you are trying to tell me that you are not a salesperson, you know, there are people out there that's y'all whole day. Y'all love to get up and persuade people, right? Y'all love to get up, you know, because there's different types of selling, right? There's persuasive selling. There's storytelling. You can sell with stories. That's one of my superpowers, right? And so when you are trying to tell me and other people that you are not a salesperson, first of all, you're lying to yourself. Second of all, you are selling when you do that. Just so you know, because persuasion and sales are like kind of one and the same. You know what I mean? You might not be selling and getting a monetary transaction back from that sale, but you know, for some of y'all, you know, for some, especially those manipulative people that are out there, they really enjoy winning people over to their way of thinking. That's still a sale. The transaction is just non-monetary. You know what I mean? I didn't even intend to go there and talk about that stuff today, but we did. This is so good. I wish you could taste it. Like, I am literally addicted to this Rise mushroom coffee. Literally addicted. Okay, so your calendar, you need to have a paper calendar. I do the Google Calendar to book, you know, to get on my calendar. I don't publicize that link, but it is a link, right? Because I ain't doing this back and forth. What's good for you? What's not good for you? You know, baby, here's the link. Here's the link. And you can figure it out. And then on that link, there's only certain dates and times that are open, because that's what I was getting to, right? So Mondays is really my Saturday, because I can do that. Mondays is really my Saturday, right? When I was, you know, more so promoting beauty and that, Monday was more so my day to take care of myself, right? It was my day. And it is my day where I clean and I tidy, but I live alone now. I don't got kids. So cleaning and tidying is something I kind of do on a regular daily basis. It never really gets dirty because I can control it, because it's just me, right? I won't say never. There are times when, you know, like anybody else, bed rot and that, right? But for the most part, not dealing with that. So Monday has always been kind of like my maintenance day, my day for me. It's blocked out on my calendar. If I give you a link to book with me, you typically can't book on a Monday. It has to really make sense for me to allow someone on my calendar on Monday. Are there clients or would-be clients who chose not to work with me for that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Are there clients who reach out to me? Are there people who reach out to me on Sundays? They don't get an answer back until Monday or Tuesday, because Sunday is my spiritual day. Sunday, you know, I went live twice yesterday, but that's my choice. But Sunday is my spiritual day, right? Clients, they don't get access to me on weekends. And if they do, they are paying a very hefty premium for that. So that is the beauty of your divine birthright, to be able to design the life that you have. Fridays, especially when I worked in beauty and that, Fridays was more of a day that was my creative expression day. Right now it's more where like I will do some networking, right? Like virtual networking, virtual coffees and that on like Friday mornings. during certain hours. The other thing, you can't get on my calendar before a certain time of the day. And again, there are people who chose to not even do a consultation with me because of that. And I respect their calendar needs, and whether they like it or not, they had to respect mine, because nobody's going to bully me. Nobody's going to tell me when I have to be available, right? We've all seen those messenger threads that have gone around with clients trying to book at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night and cussing you out because you ain't available when they want you to be. And that I don't even get down like that. Like, I do everything in my power to repel those kind of people away from me. Okay. So if you are new here, say hello in the comments. Make sure if you have not, you click up here and click through and follow me. I am all about marketing, mindset, and monetization. That is like literally my life. My mantra is you get to design the life that you dream of, right? And that's what my business has been about since I organized back in 2013. I sometimes want to say 2012, but it was 2013, right? And with that being said, there has been no better time than now to get paid to exist. So what do I mean, get paid to exist? I mean, you live your life, you monetize your skills, your knowledge, your experience, and you get paid to exist, right? I mean, a frictionless life, right? For some of you, working a traditional job creates a lot of friction in your life. What does that mean? That means you got to find somebody to pick the kids up and drop the kids off at school. You got to find after school care. When the kids are sick, there is friction in your life because how do you work and take care of the kids? And if you have a spouse, it's even more compounded, right? And so it doesn't mean I don't sometimes have friction in my life, but it's less frequent by design. It's less intrusive by design, because I have control over my calendar. I literally have control over how much or how little I can make. Now, I don't have 100% control because there are always things that are going to be out of my control. And it doesn't mean that just because this works for me that it's going to work for you or for the next person. Can it work? Yes. But it may not be what is best for you. It may not be this. I admit, as a single mom, when my kids were home, this is not something I would have even entertained back then. But there is a lot more resources. There's a lot more information. Thank you for sharing to be able to do this sort of thing now compared to then, right? Like the Rise coffee that I'm drinking, they sent this to me. They see my content and they sent this to me. I've been wanting to try it. So yeah, right? The thing is, you're already creating the content. You're already a walking billboard. Why not monetize it? Why not monetize it? And by the way, it doesn't mean that you have to quit a full-time job, especially if it's one that you enjoy, love, and are valued, and is, as with as little friction as possible to your life, right? That's one of the best things about what happened in 2020 is more people have begun to understand the opportunity cost of going to work for someone else. And somebody got to work for them people, right? But let's be also very real. AI is taking people's jobs. While unemployment did dip in December, Black women still remain one of the most overeducated, not highly educated, but overeducated demographics in this country. The most underemployed and now unemployed demographics in this country. But we resilient though, let me tell you. Cheers to us, because we are resilient. If anybody can make a way out of no way, it is ussin', okay? We will make a way out of no way, and that is why I come on here and I share strategy, I share tactics, I share thought. That's why I go on podcasts and talk about these things. I talk about being the oldest daughter, the oldest grandchild, and the oldest niece, and the impact that has had on my life, my career, my relationships, right? Because we have to get information. Like, am I the only one? Let me know in the comments. Am I the only one that caught the double play, the double entendre on information with Beyonce, right? Like get information, get in line, get in position, but also information. Like when you put information together as one word, it's actually information. Am I the only one who nerded out like that and caught that? Let me know. Speaking of monetization and getting samples, y'all know I am all about my wellness, vitality, and like I said, I might as well become a brand ambassador for Clean Nutra. They sent me this. It is VascuFlow, like vascular. It's got cayenne pepper, hawthorn, turmeric, vitamin K2 and D3, right? I'm going to be 15 on the 28th. Clearly, I'm not 15, so you know what to do. Transpose those numbers, right? I'm going to be 15 on the 28th, right? And just give you a little bit of my business, but not too much. I was medically put into menopause at like 36, I think. So you know what that means, right? And so now I'm like full on, like you see me sweating. It ain't just because I done, got a few inches around the waist over the last few months. It's not just because of that, right? And so I'm all about my wellness. I'm all about supplementation. And, a lot of, I've heard this saying that women worry more about the C word and men worry more about their heart and the attack of it, right? When it's actually flip-flopped, that women actually are at more risk than they realize for a cardiovascular event. In men, it's more so cancer that they are at risk of. Where is my little fan? I had to grab it because y'all don't want to see me sitting here sweating like that, right? And so that's why I like this product. It's actually for both women and men. Now, my audience is primarily women, but there are men who dare to work with me. There are men who find value in what I have to say, and they are willing. And they're great men. I have some awesome men, customers and clients. They are like Bear Bangs. With the $99 weddings. He is such an awesome guy. You've probably seen a video testimonial from him, right? So this stuff, I actually tasted it. It came earlier today. It is going to be really beneficial if you have some concerns about heart health, circulation, and it also says overall vitality. Now, I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. You definitely want to check it out, read everything about it. And if you are on certain medications, have certain medical conditions, you should always consult with your primary care physician or your specialist before you take on any supplements. So I'm not giving you advice. I'm just talking about the product, okay? Can't really review it just yet because I haven't really taken it that long. I don't know that it's something that I would take every day for me based on my regimen, based on, I'm not on a lot of medications, but I do have some medications that I take daily. I don't know that I would necessarily take this every day without reviewing with my doctor and lowering some of those dosages. I'm not going to tell you that part of my business, what medicines they are in that, but it tastes good. I tasted it earlier because I have taken something similar in pill form a couple years ago, and yeah, so give it a try. Take it for a spin. It tastes like apple cinnamon cider, like apple cider with cinnamon in it. It has a very nice taste to it. Does not taste bad at all, and it's like a half a dropper full for your for the serving size, right? And so it's just promotes overall wellness. There's a lot in here. I could try to put my readers on and see if I could read more of it. I usually don't read well off of these little bottles. Ooh, these are dirty. Yeah, I still can't. And these are like 2X. Oh, it's starting to come into view, but they're still like down here, those little words. So, I mean, I've given you the overall gist of it, right? I've given you the overall gist of it. If you have any concerns, like, okay, so it got here, and when I ordered the sample, I didn't see this part right here. So I'm gonna just tell y'all a funny story. So when I got here and I saw that, and I was like, Tamira, Superwoman Hamilton, did you just order a supplement for being able to stand at attention? Because you don't got nothing to stand at attention. Did you just order, you know, a ED, something to help with like ED or, you know, assist? And so I had to go to Chat GPT, and ask some questions. And they were like, clearly it says in the description that this is for both men and women. Like, well, I didn't read it. That's why I copied and pasted it and put it into you for you to read and tell me. Okay? For you to tell me, is it for women or men? And it is for both women and men. But when I saw VascuFlow, it definitely made me a little concerned. Like, is this for me? For me? Para me? My granddaughter does that, like on Christmas. All this for me? That little girl, let me tell you, I just love her so much. Okay? So keep those hearts flowing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, this is a two-way conversation here. This is community we're building here. So if you are into marketing, mindset, monetization, definitely click up there and hit that follow button. This product is pinned in the orange cart below, and you can chat with me. Now, don't talk dirty, don't be mean, don't say nasty stuff, but yeah, I will definitely answer questions and chat back with you in the comments. So feel free to comment and I will chat back with you. One of the things I am going to do is I am now going to chat a little bit about so this isn't my calendar, but this is my daily like work journal, right? And I'll show you in here. Whoops. Show you in here. So it starts with gratitude, making your bed, affirmations, practicing gratitude, and there's space to practice gratitude here. Meditation, prayer, I can't read that upside down. Movement for 5 minutes, reading for 10 minutes, and then you can list your priorities. This is kind of like where I basically keep my to-do list, right? I also keep over here my networking. Who am I following up with? New people that either come to me or I find them online, and so I have a record of them and I can go back and follow up with them at some point. My social media posts, and the one thing I love, this is my favorite part about it, is wins for the day, okay? So since we were talking about calendar, now this does come with a calendar. I need to actually order a new one. So what I've been doing is just writing down. So like on Sunday evening, instead of crying like I used to, because I got to go to work at a job in a company I hate the following day, I would cry on Sundays. It started at like 6, 7 o'clock, and then it moved up to 4, and then it was like noon. And so by the time it got to like 10 in the morning, it was like, you got to make some changes because this ain't it. This ain't it, okay? Thinking of that line from Gladiator. So I've been writing, so on Sunday at 6 o'clock, I created this habit a couple years ago. On Sunday at 6 o'clock, I review my calendar for the week. And I've learned I have to review all of them because I have several on Google, and then I have my iCalendar through my iPhone. So I compare and make sure there's nothing overbooked, nothing overlapping. And it's how I prepare for the week, how I know what I have going on for the week so I can get in the right headspace and get emotionally and spiritually in tune and aligned. Okay, I highly recommend that. And so with that being said, I write down the time and who I'm meeting with and all of that, and then I can go to my digital calendar and click the Zoom link or however we are meeting. Because there are some people who don't use Zoom. I don't run across it often, but sometimes it's like Google Meet, and there's this other platform that people sometimes use. So there's that, right? So there's that. I do, look at all these notebooks. I'm kind of embarrassed. I do keep notes from like podcasts and things that I listen to audiobooks, books that I'm reading. I do have that, or just notes that I want to have to myself. I do my miracle journal in the morning. I believe that is also in the orange cart here. This is my daily non-negotiable, right? My daily non-negotiable, okay? So understand, like, my winter arc, my transformation is centered around this, right? And let me just clear the air. This is not about just sitting around and waiting for miracles. You should have been able to tell that by now about me. I take a lot of inspired action. I am very much a pragmatist along with the spiritual stuff, right? I believe in not just the spiritual, but actually that I have to take steps toward what it is that I want. And so this is, it's kind of like the shadow work journal. It doesn't go in depth on some of the stuff as the shadow work journal, but it's very centered on manifesting and manifesting consistently. Okay. And so one of the manifesting methods that they talk about in here is the 3-6-9 method. And I wanted to commit to doing that every day for 90 days. And they only give you like 2 pages in here to do it. Right. There's only like 2 pages in here dedicated to the 3-6-9 method. Where is it? It's in here. Oh, there. The 3-6-9 method, right? So instead of doing that, they sent me the book for free. So I'm doing it in the book, right? So I've already done my 3, right? So it's midday. So bear with me while I do my 6 really quickly. And if you want to do the same thing, I do recommend going to the orange cart. Here, I'll pin it right now. I'll pin it in the cart. Okay, so I pinned it in the cart, okay? So I would definitely recommend this. Like, you have no idea. Like, I've been feeling like Christmas from all this stuff that's been being sent to me. Some of it I requested, but you would be amazed. Like, that's the thing. When you create really good content, you put content out there and you show up as who you are, the opportunities literally find you, okay? The opportunities will show up in your email, in your inbox, right? You would be amazed. Like, they got to get my address from me, but yeah, so you would really be amazed. So I'm going to write my 6 down. I will show you what it looks like completed, but again, because I just don't believe in scattering my forces, I don't share what my 3 are. But this one is, I got a promotion this week. So you speak it, even though it's your future self speaking from the present tense. So it's, I got a promotion, not I will get or I want. It's, I got the promotion. It's already done. The law of assumption, right? It's already done. My net worth is $2 million, right? And the reason why I was so excited about this is because I know someone who is a millionaire, right? A multi-millionaire, right? And she's got her story. You know, she was a exotic dancer. Okay. She was an exotic dancer, single mom. Her mom was an addict and things like that. And she's done a lot of great things for herself. Her delivery isn't always the best, but, I still, you know, I've taught myself and my children that there is something to learn from everyone, right? It's not always about learning what a person is doing and mimicking that. Sometimes they teach you by you learning what not to do from them. And I think she's a good mixture of both. I really do. Right. And so I remember back on Periscope in like 2015, she was writing down her monthly goal, what she wanted to make every month. And by 2020, she had hit it. Like, you know, it's not like you intentionally lose track of people. Sometimes the algorithm stops showing you people, right? And so I just kind of like I was over here doing my thing. She was over there doing her thing. And finally, somehow, I think someone posted a video of hers and that made me go to her page. And that's when I saw she had accomplished what she was writing down back in the Periscope days, right? She was writing down, I think $100,000 a month or $1 million a month was what she wanted to make or something like that. And she was doing it. And I can tell you from my own experience, after the birth of my second daughter, I was at 23. I had written a business plan for my family. I'm that weirdo. I'm that nerd, right? I had written a business plan for my family, and it wasn't just about money. It was about creating legacy. It was about savings. It was about our health, right? And when my youngest daughter was probably like 2, I happened to run across that notebook with those notes, and I had accomplished every single thing that I had written down. So I believe in the power of writing things down. And that is in the intro of this book. It talks about that. I read it out loud yesterday when I went live. But it's here, the power of writing, right? So definitely grab this. I highly, highly recommend. People have been buying it while I'm live. So I'm going to write mine down and I'll count them off. But I don't share what I write because you got to be careful sharing your secrets. Not your secrets. You got to be careful sharing your goals. You got to be careful sharing your dreams and what you're working on, because other people's energies will throw you off and will delay you, will distract you, will get in the way. So, people who are even really, really close to me, what's your word for the year? No, you do you, but when I'm gonna do me, okay? So it's nothing personal, it's spiritual. I'm gonna start writing that. It's not personal, it's spiritual. Okay, so first one down, starting number 2, and I'm writing it 6 times right now because I already did 3. Later on, I will do 9. All right, number 3. Number 4. Number 5. My chicken scratch. And number 6. All right. So in the evening, I will come back and I will be writing it down 9 times. Okay. So see that? 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9. The book explains it to you, right? It explains the methodology, the science, and all of that behind it. Okay. So journaling, winter arc, and just think about what I've talked about, like monetization, and you are the brand, you are the content, you are the algorithm, right? So this is some great stuff to think about and put yourself in position for. And the reason I'm able to do all of this is because I just show up and I'm authentically who I am. There are people online and offline who don't like my wigs. I don't care. I don't wear them for them, right? People will comment about makeup or sweating. People will comment about all kinds of things because some people just literally wake up every day and they're miserable and they're not satisfied until they transfer that to the next person. And I've learned not to take that personally, because back in 2018, I kind of slowed my growth. I was on a great trajectory and I started getting comments like that. And at that time, I needed to do the deep work. I needed to do the inner work, the healing work, right? It wasn't so much that the comments got to me, because I've always been confident in who I am, but I was more so afraid of me lashing out at people and what that would look like to other people, right? And now, through having done like the shadow work, I've learned to embrace that side of me, and I can say what I gotta say and do it in a way that you're either gonna continue to love me and you're gonna hate me, and either way I'm okay. Okay? Because I used to feel like it was my job to make sure that everybody liked me and saw me as a good person, and I don't anymore. So people will be like, you've changed. Like, no, I haven't changed. I've just become more of my true self. And I freed myself, and I continue to free myself of that extra baggage of what other people's opinions and expectations and thoughts are. So I'm super excited for the podcast episode. We'll be recording on Thursday because we are going to talk about some of that stuff and how I got here. So if you're not following me, if you know my blog, I have a blog. It's my first and last name. You know where to go to find out more about me and where else you can follow me. And please, you know, I'm on YT, I'm on IG, I'm on FB, I'm on Threads. I'm in the skies that are blue because we don't know what is happening. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I've turned a lot of that news off. I just can't. There's too much going on in the world, right? And for my nervous system, I'm kind of like in my own little bubble. I mean, I know what's going on, but I don't have to sit and be obsessed with it and completely absorbed in it. Because some of you, that's why you're not manifesting. You're empathizing. And through your empathizing, which empathizing is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Empathy is a great thing. But some of you are taking on other people's pain and other people's struggle. And it's blocking you and keeping you from manifesting what you're supposed to be manifesting because you're manifesting what's for them instead. Okay, so keep that in mind. I think now is a good time for me to go. And maybe I'll come back a little later because I am burning up. I went from freezing to, you know, getting 2 blankets so that I can work with 2 blankets on my lap and my feet. And I got on big fluffy socks because the temperature the last I checked was like 11 degrees. And I didn't even check the wind chill, what it actually feels like. So, and that's 11 degrees Fahrenheit, not centigrade. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, your calendar is important to your success. You need to time block, right? I time block by days. Like when I had to receive this invitation to be on the podcast, you know, it was, she just threw it out there before we talked about links, you know, calendar links. And she was like, Thursdays. And I was like, let me check. But, you know, I knew that Thursdays was a day that I typically have scheduled to be able to do podcast interviews, right? Because I do those typically on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So just kind of like putting some structure around what you do and when, so you can design the life of your dreams and the life you deserve to have. There is always going to be friction in life. Always, 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 always. But as much as you can reduce and eliminate that friction, the longer you will live. Because the data is out there about Black women and chronic stress and how we are dropping dead in our 40s, 50s, and 60s because of stress. Stress, that's cardiovascular, right? That's some other things. It could be the C word too, but definitely cardiovascular. Think of like Mandisa, the singer. And they threw it under obesity, but God only knows what stress she was under, because obesity, because of cortisol and leptin and ghrelin, those hormones, it's not just estrogen and progesterone. Those hormones impact your ability to manage your weight, right? And so when you are inundated with a lot of stress, that impacts various hormones. And that is one of the benefits I heard people mention when it comes to this. So that is still in the cart. You can grab it. That is the cayenne, the hawthorn, the beetroot, the turmeric, and the vitamins D3 and K2. Yeah, like this time of year, I'm definitely taking vitamin D. Definitely with where I live, because the sunshine ain't guaranteed. It's just not guaranteed. All right, so I see people dropping off. That's my cue, because I still got some contacts and people I got to get back to today. And I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you on the next one.